Back. Yeah. It's the low life. Let's get it. I'm a New York nigga. Watch me down on that Newport nigga. Give a fuck what you thought, nigga. This is uncut coke, 6 off, nigga. I roll around a big truck. Whole crew could get like 2 fucks. Nah, I don't say much. Out of town bitches always say I'm playing too much. Big band stacked up, yeah. Keep that case, do act up. Cadillac truck, room back up. Cops looking for answers, but don't ask us. There's big bucks in the club. I give no fucks in the club. My cousin swiping, so we showing niggas love. And the vibe is all good, but don't get it fucked up. Get left in the club. Shit, I almost want an F in the club. Look, don't have step in the club, cause the roof will go boom over your chest in the club. I'm a New York nigga, niggas sell me crack. I'm a New York nigga, niggas bustin' they gap. I'm a New York nigga, how you wanna act? I'm from New York nigga, niggas killing the racks. I'm a New York nigga, niggas sell me crack. I'm a New York nigga, niggas bustin' they gap. I'm a New York nigga, how you wanna act? I'm from New York nigga, niggas killing the racks.
DJ Duya.
Got some of the buttons. Damn. It's been that long. What's good, y'all? 845TheMixshow. It's your boy DJ Duya. Blizz to the right. And we got our special guest, G-Man in the building. And of course, the connected people, Qua in the building. What's good, man? Yo, that hat is fire, man. I like the hat.
Looking, bro.
That shit.
New York shit, man. You heard this? Okay. You heard the intro?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, man, you know, I got people going a couple, few days ago. You know us, we on our research tip and stuff, man. And man, how it irked me that they said that hip hop had like a starting point. And they saying that one specific man started it, and it's like the way they make it sound, right? It's like cool, hurt, no disrespect to him, because I know he's a pioneer and he's a founding father and all that, right? But they make it like he came over here on a boat and was like, "Here, niggas, here's hip hop." You know what I'm saying? So I want to kind of distill that myth, and we got one of the real guys that was there, man. Like, talk about the G-Force. I mean, we heard what you call it on Vlad TV talk about him. AZ, Sugar Hill representative. We got G-Man in the building. Let's go, man. G, what's up, man? What's good, man? G, man.
Good, bro.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, Dad. How you been?
So yeah, Quad, just started off, man, and I'll we'll follow up with you.
Okay. Well, like he said, we've been doing a lot of research lately, and just trying to see, like, because we had a conversation about hip hop. Like, I wonder what was going on in Queens. I wonder what was going on in Brooklyn around the same time. Like, was there some type of hip hop culture going on there? And we stumbled across a couple like names and stuff that we researched and everything, like Disco Twins.
So what name you stumbled across between Queens and Brooklyn?
Disco Twins, Grandmaster Flowers, New Sound, DJ Pete Jones.
Yeah.
It's a few others. It's like 3 more others that I can't remember their names right now, but it was a documentary. But DJ Hollywood was one of them.
Hollywood's definitely.
It wasn't anybody from the Bronx, per se.
It was like, all right, let me cue you. Here we go. In the Bronx, we had a lot of crews that started early, like unknown cats, straight out the projects, like would come out of their buildings in the project, literally set up equipment and just play. A bunch of unknown cats. And this was before. We ain't hear about no disrespect to her, but he know what time it is too. This was before that.
First,
It wasn't that he wasn't there,
you was
but a lot of cats was there too.
You was in Harlem, right?
You know, I was all over Harlem, the Bronx,
Okay.
both, and Brooklyn too. It was a spot. We walked this slow for. There was a spot in Brooklyn called a zoo.
Zoo.
This is early 70s, we're talking 72, 73.
Okay. Zoo.
Now
Shame
you
on
do
you.
the math. If I'm in Brooklyn, hanging out in a spot called a zoo, and they said hip hop started in 73, and I'm in 72 in the zoo. Okay, something wrong with that picture, right?
Right.
It ain't like everybody's saying. Everybody had a little hand in DJ Flowers and them cats, man. Definitely. Queen's mom was definitely on them. You know, it's hard to say exactly where and what started and who started who, because around that time you had a lot of cats that were stepping out doing their thing. You know, some would get known, some were just poets. You had dudes that would jump on the mic on some poetry shit,
Right.
blow the crowd away. You know, and it wasn't known.
I want to ask you. They say that Kool Herc, you know, being that he migrated from Jamaica and everything, started with hip hop and everything. They said, but I don't know if I know you know. Was there any Jamaican neighborhoods in the 70s in the Bronx, or was that more of the Brooklyn?
That was more of a Brooklyn thing.
Yeah.
And as far as that, starting like I would give the Disco Twins more of an up and start thing when it comes to that, because they was in Queens doing their thing already.
Right.
I mean, already.
Do you
know, like y'all young things say it down already? Yeah, already. They was doing that already. So you got cats like DJ Barron, a couple of other cats that come along. Because like I said, no disrespect to her, but these cats were really DJs. We didn't even consider him a DJ. At the time, he was a dude that had a lot of equipment, supply the music. You know, it was, if you want to call it from the DJ aspect, yeah. But you had real DJs that was doing their thing. Spent, you know, or spent by Theodore and all those cats. These are cats we grew up with. And they was really getting their thing together. Grandmaster Cash, he was catching over back then. Wasn't no catching over fly. You know, we came catching over fly later on another tip. But it was just catching over, you know. We used to run around saying Casanova all over. This is the 70s.
They said that Grandmaster name was stolen from Grandmaster Flowers and used by the other two.
Actually, a lot of cats was using that Grandmaster shit, like Flash and all that. That was just something to get them out there to be known, so people recognize you. Saying if you was good at it, like we had, even like Theodore himself, he went right after he became got known as being Theodore. They put a little swag on it. They put Grandmaster Theodore, things like that.
Okay.
Because he was battle dudes on the spin back, behind the back and in front. He was doing things like that. Or picking up the needle fast. That was the move back then, you know, to the point of the record fast. And people would put Grandmaster on the top of their name when they thought they was good at stuff, you know. Like nowadays, everybody got a controller to DJ, right? Back then, if you could spin back quick, all of a sudden you was a DJ. It was quick. It was James Brown, 1, 1, 2, 2, and all that kind of stuff. But it was very few dudes that can actually do that.
I want to ask you, was it easy access to get this equipment?
No. Oh, bro. Y'all got it easy now. We ain't have it like that. Bro, listen, very few people had equipment, period. It was expensive. You know? If you wasn't a hustler or something like that, you ain't had no equipment, man. Unless y'all get together and put together some house speakers from here. That's why you would see dudes in the Bronx with house speakers outside.
That was excellent.
They couldn't afford that good stuff.
That was excellent.
That good stuff came along later. They couldn't afford all that, man. It was broken and joking. I know I was broke myself. We was doing things back then. Brothers was robbing dudes, taking equipment. They was breaking in stores, all kinds of stuff. That's how you would get equipment. You play somewhere and they don't know you.
Did they have music stores like in the Bronx at that time? Like the way
very few, because they ain't last long. They made sure of that.
Right.
Like, you understand? If you had a music store, it wasn't gonna last long, buddy.
I got a question. Do you why do you think they say Herc started it? Do you think they say that because he made it like famous to the world? Is that why do you think they say that?
It's a couple of reasons. You got to understand something. At that time, there wasn't no brothers but Bam, Herc, Bam, and even back then, Herc had a crew and they named them like the Herculords and shit like that. Just to put that out there to try to make it look like a big fame dude. But if you really check the scene out for yourself and see who had the talent, it would be different. You find out Herc had a name, but Flash and them had the talent.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Fantastic Four, they had the talent. You know, it was a big difference. A lot of dudes had names because they was bullies. See, back then was a lot of gangs around. They was beating niggas up and all kinds of shit. You know, and that's what. And a lot of that bullshit came from that. But it was very little talent amongst the dudes that was fighting and acting crazy.
Gotcha. Was he one of the first ones to make money off it or something?
No.
Or anything like that?
No.
So I just can't.
A DJ, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm keeping 100 with you. I'm gonna get Hollywood for you, though, so you get out of town.
Okay.
Like Hollywood, Eddie Chiba, those cats was some of the first ones that actually put this shit to work and was making money off it. Those cats had those influential rhymes that get people up and dancing, make people happy and shit like that. Those were the real cats that was doing things and making people happy when it comes to music. You see, like Kid Capri say now, oh, you can do this, you can do that, but you can't hold down a party. And he's right, because a lot of cats can't hold down a party. It's hard to make people happy playing shit that they like and things of things. You know, it's easy for a bus to stand there and smoke a weed, listen to this, bob in their head, but that's not party. You get these women started into it, and then the fellas don't follow. It's always been like that. But like I said, DJ Hollywood, one of the original cats.
What you think? Disco was like popular back in the 70s more than hip hop. They both came like around the same time. You think disco is more responsible for hip hop origin, or do you think because they used the sample for Sugar Hill with the Chic record and everything?
Not at all. The reason why I say that is because we always thought that was corny. When you fucking with it, don't get me wrong, but you had some James Brown beats that was outdoing that shit.
Okay.
So we always thought the disco thing was corny. And besides, not for nothing, you know, that was soft music to us. Some of it, not all of it. Some disco music was nice, you know, because you had the disco joint that was party joints, and the views about that life, that kind of life, yeah. But a lot of them, I mean, you had hardcore cats back then. Imagine them standing there dancing to some, you know, nah, man, like, no. They would find some James Brown, some Cerrone, stuff like that. They had the big drum beats. You know, these are all artists that had drum beats that could move you, you know. Cerrone was a white boy that could do his thing, you know. Then you had Peter Browns come along that danced with these stuff and all that. And that was like a disco / kind of hip hop. We played that at the hip hop party. Songs like that broke the ice between the two. You know?
They be claiming that Hollywood is like a disco DJ and stuff.
Nah. Hollywood is a happy DJ. He made you happy. He played anything. He'd take great joints, right? And throw some great joints on that you never heard of. It'd be jazz joints. And just the great part of it, he played for you. You know what I'm saying? He was everything, man. His relation was go far. That's why he was so good.
Why they be hating on him, like trying to like discredit him from hip hop and make him like a disco DJ more?
A lot of cats feel that way because he was very talkative, still is very talkative. You know, yeah, he talk a lot, and he know how to sway people. You know what I mean? And dude, he never been on hardcore hip hop. So most of the guys is probably saying that, you know, into their hardcore hip hop thing or whatever have you. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta give props to this dude. Man. This dude was there from the beginning, for real. Dudes like Eddie Chiba too.
So who was it? I mean, as a DJ myself, there's always somebody that kind of like gives you the game and gives you the knowledge of how to do this, how to put this together, what you need to buy and stuff. Who did that for you?
For me, DJ Jones. Period. There's a lot of other DJs that was like doing their thing. I was looking at, trying to check them out. They were doing their thing, but I already could do the same thing they was doing. So that dudes like DJ Jones come along and actually show you, teach you. You know what I mean? All you have to do is be willing to listen. Life was different back then. Respect things. You couldn't come on and just say anything you want to some of the brothers like that. He slapped the hell out of me. The true story I'm saying, dog. Just keep it honest with you. People having all that don't slick about the nah. People like, hold on, show you what? Okay, let me holler at you on it.
What made the transition from what you said is James Brown beats to make it more disco? What made that transition around that time?
The talking aspect of it.
The talking.
You had dudes that would get on the mic and smooth it out. Like when you had a hard James Brown beat and you dancing to him, you had some dudes that would get on the mic and say things over the record that made people comfortable with shit that they can relate to, even if they were joking and things like that. And like I said, dudes like Hollywood was good at that kind of shit. They knew how to smooth it over. They know how to take like hardcore beats and smooth it over to where you more understanding now. You get that feeling.
You know, they always say like, Kool Herc started it, but I only know of one party, which is the sister's birthday party or back to school party or whatever it was. They don't never say any other party or anything, any jam.
It wasn't. Let me tell you something.
Because it wasn't.
We party in the Audubon, the Renaissance. I don't catch the back of what I'm saying. I ain't just talking. Renaissance on 138th Street in Harlem was a spot back in days in the 70s. So was the Audubon, that same Audubon that Malcolm X died in. We party in the same room that Malcolm X got shot in. I climbed through the window, sneaking in parties, getting beat up with baseball bat through perks at band bottom parties in the Audubon. Back and forth. We catch the niggas outside and do them dirty too. We go back because it was like some Harlem shit against some Bronx niggas. But they was more than them than us. They had a group of Zulu Nation, things of this nature.
They was black.
A lot of people was lying, said they was from Zulu, just because of where they was in Harlem, they didn't want that ass with them. So they was lying. Oh yeah, we know so and so. That's how it was. From the robbing in the bathroom in the Audubon. I got robbed in the Audubon in the bathroom.
Right.
I was just like, yeah.
Sounds like the tunnel, man.
I got Cash Knows was all over for real. That wasn't just a say so. And then the next week we would get them back. We been there waiting for their ass. You understand? Get them. Yeah, I lost a sheepskin in the Audubon in 7.
Gangs in New York.
Sheepskin.
Yeah, you heard them, Joe. All right, so we got a question from a viewer. What up, Gabe? What's good, man? So he asked the question, when did you embrace the digital aspect of DJing? Did you transition quickly or did you hold on to vinyl? Now, I could answer that for you. I could definitely answer that for you.
It took me a minute.
Because I was like one of the first people that had the controller. You know, we was DJing together up here, upstate, and I brought the controller out, and he was like, the fuck is that? He's like, get that shit out of here, man. That's not no DJ equipment. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, G, it's just like turntables. It's just like 1200. Man, ain't nothing like no damn 1200s, man.
True story. Yeah, I was shooting that down big time. That little black thing with all the buttons and all that stuff. I was hating on that. Though. I'm like, man, I don't know how to work that. I'm not fucking with it. I don't see no wax on there. It ain't working for me, man. It was a cartridge to do your thing. It was bad enough with the computer in the game. Now you got this other thing. Like, I wasn't trying to hear that. And my nephew was trying to throw it on me, too. I was like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not doing that. That's the extra shit.
Crazy. That's a good question. I was going to say, like, the transition from the DJ to the MC. Like, you remember, like, early MCs at that time?
Yeah, I don't know. I can relate to a lot of early MCs. Like, to keep it 100 with you, man, I like it's a lot of MCs who back then I like rappers and stuff, we want to call them rappers, and today's rappers. And a lot of today's rappers, not so much today, so like the 90s, 2000 era, that was the hottest to me, I feel like. But a lot of the rappers are better. Period. You know, I mean, you got to give OGs their props, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the rappers, but if you listen to a lot of stuff, like even in my day, let's keep it on. In my day coming up, a lot of rappers is corny as hell.
Yes!
But we put up with it because that's all we had.
Yes!
Hey,
talk that talk, please.
Well, who was
you hear nigga talking about Bob,
Yeah.
that's the whole hillbilly shit, really. But it sounded good to us, and it made us happy, and that's all. That's all that was, or required at the time. Now it's more complicated. These cats telling stories.
Yes.
Da, da, da. It's a different game, You got these Nas cats come along. It's a different game. They turn it up.
I was watching an interview. No, I think I listened to an interview with Shy Rock and Grandmaster Caz. And it sounded like Shy Rock kind of like predated Caz in rapping. And I wanted to know, like, was Funky 4+1 Shy Rock chick?
Yeah, I know.
She was saying that she was with Funky 4 before they added the +1 because her and another mate left and everything. But that sounded like 73 or something like that she was saying. And Cass started rapping like 75 because he was DJing first.
Cass?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Cass started rap, but Cass...
Why they don't credit her too much with like starting, like, not saying she started the first, like she's one of the first MC. They don't really credit her though. They credit Cass more than her.
Because listen, let's keep it 100, man. She wasn't that good, baby. Telling like, nah. I give her props. You was there. You did things. I respect that, really. But I gotta listen to that, man. I don't think so. Cash came along with some shit that makes sense and changed the game. That's what you had. Another chick named Smiley, MC Smiley. Look her up. She go back away. I think she passed away. I'm not sure. Nice skin chick. Dudes was on her, man, because she looked good. She wasn't that good on the mic. She was all right. It's tight, corny. But her looks got her over a little something too.
Same thing with today, man.
Yeah,
ain't nothing changed.
It's a lot of them. True story, but it's a lot of them like that. I'm not taking nothing from her. Girlfriend did her thing, and at the time, it worked. You know what I'm saying? But compare that with some rappers that was coming along that was really bouncing. It's no comparison, bro. Cash had Donna Rock, Ruby D, Wicked Whip. All these cats I grew up with. If you ever interview him, matter of fact, I'm gonna holler at him. If you ever interview him, he can tell you about these cats. These cats are still alive and doing their thing. And they was good back then, especially with the Doc. Cats was nice. You couldn't compare that with no Shy Rock, man. I'm not taking nothing from him, but hey, sit down, man.
Yo, I told you he's wrong, man. What's wrong with it, man?
I respect it, man. Yeah, man, he knows what's happening.
Cats know that himself. People say things and do things where they don't want to hurt people's feelings. I understand that, And you're going to get feedback from them. Oh, what this nigga know? He don't know. You're going to always get that kind of talk. But the bottom line is if you was around, you was there, and you can prove some of this stuff. A lot of cats be talking about, oh, this one started like with the Hurt thing. Okay, give me 5 Hurt parties that he did. I'll wait. Give me 3. Give me 3 for the 2 days. Somebody had to film something somewhere.
Right.
Had to record something somewhere. So who recorded these parties? He famous, right? You started hip hop. Okay, let me hear some of these parties you did. I'll wait.
Why you think Hurt don't credit like DJ Grandmaster and Pete Jones and all these dudes? Why you think he don't credit them if he knows that they was there before him?
He wasn't fucking with them like that, probably. I don't know circumstances behind, but I was going to these parties and doing things, so I would know. He wasn't going to these parties, And a lot of these guys don't want to get credit where it's due. If you talk to these guys, man, you find out that they was doing things a little bit before this, or that one, or before that one. And I don't know why he would not give DJ flowers enough props, because that would definitely be the fair thing to do, because the guys was around, and they was good. And they had equipment too. So dudes had equipment, and Queens had a little bit more money. So they could afford some things.
Come, get the money. Talk to him.
So when they played with some top-notch equipment.
Okay.
I know. I was fucking with some of these cats.
Right.
A lot of these cats don't know what 1600s are.
Okay.
They just talk about the 12s and all that.
Yep.
Why you think
it was out?
You heard, do you?
Say that again?
I said, why you think they get left out the story, Queens?
Everybody's trying to be better though.
Honestly, I think it's because of KRS-One, man. I feel like KRS-One bridges over is such a monumental point in hip hop it like really crushed Queens, and it made niggas like think Queens was weak. It really until Nas came out.
That's not the case though. It's like I feel you got a point, right? But at the same time, a lot of cats didn't step up way back then and say, all right, I'm Queens, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Until dudes like the song Bridge came, stuff like that. Things of this nature. But by then, KRS, like you said, he was stomping it so hard, and people know the Bronx for bringing out the hip hop game. That's what it was to them. If you mentioned some shit about, I'm from Queens, and it started out there, they looked at you like you crazy.
Yeah.
You know? But the truth is, it was there too. They could say they got a right to say that too. It was a lot of places. It was not a one place, one spot. Like I was telling you, that spot in Brooklyn, that was before a lot of shit, and we was partying there too.
But did it have a different name? Like did they call it? Did they call it something in Queens, and then they called it something different in Brooklyn? And
hip-hop?
Yeah, just like
Nah. All going to talk about the same thing from a different aspect. It's all talking about the same thing. Everybody talking about, I started this, I started that. Yeah, okay.
Did her give it the name hip hop?
No.
He's out of here. He ain't start shit. He's done because this is too much vivid points that he wasn't involved in.
I wish Starsky was alive.
How you starting stuff? You ain't start the name. You wasn't the first one that did it. There's no way for you here. There's no room.
People are proud of their culture, right? And if I'm Jamaican and I say I started so and so and so, right? And a bunch of Jamaicans follow behind me with it because they proud of their culture, right?
Yep.
And they're gonna follow through with it and say, yeah, because he's Jamaican, he did this, did that. Same thing with regular Black Americans here. If we start something, we're the only ones really in America, Black, that really don't get credit for our shit.
It's crazy.
Really, I'm talking about really. And there's a lot of shit that we actually started, and everybody else getting credit for this shit.
That's a fact.
Like, it's true, man. The other night, we was joking, friends of mine, I can say no names, but they said, my man Puerto Rican Eddie, he said, yo, somebody said to him, yo, I remember when you came here, you had jellies on. Those are the cheap Chinese looking shoes.
I know.
It's fucked up that he said that, but it's true.
Right.
I remember when he came in the 70s, had jellies on. You couldn't afford no shoes, man. I remember that. It's true. But for him to say it was fucked up, it wasn't right. However, with the colors, so he was getting on him. He said, "You learn colors from us. You had the big collar with all of.
Probably had a bowl cut, probably.
Yeah, you learn style from us. You ain't know nothing about wearing no baseball cap or nothing, man. Go ahead with that, man.
Probably had a bowl cut.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good segue. So let's talk about, because hip hop is not obviously hip hop is not just music. That's a part of the culture. But talk about the dressing and how much of a part of it that was back then.
Dressing was a major part, and in every borough you could pretty much tell where it was from by their dress code. You can look at them. You can look at a Bronx dude back then and say, yeah, that nigga from the Bronx, or so and so, or he from Harlem, or he from Queens, or so and so. Dude walk up in some like AJ Lester pants and some Wallaby shoes on. That nigga from Brooklyn. You already know. And you finna get robbed.
Wallabies?
Shit like that,
They sticking up niggas in Wallabies?
Man, listen, it was crazy.
Damn.
But you had certain dudes that was really on some dress shit. Then you had dudes that just wasn't. It was never about dressing with them. But it depends on what borough you was from. You can pretty much tell by the dress code.
Yeah.
But it was AJ Lester with the mock neck and all that. That was a Harlem dude. That house medallion and all that crazy shit. You already know.
Who was wearing the jewels back then?
Hustlers. Dudes from all over, really.
All over?
Brooklyn, Harlem, all over, really. wasn't too many dudes that I personally know from the Bronx that had a lot of Jews. If they did, so they took them there, stole them, they took them there. But
long chains.
I ain't sitting in the Bronx, but I'm keeping it 100. Yeah,
Bronx sound like the Goon Borough back then.
yeah, it kind of was, man. It was burnt down.
Oh,
Man.
they said in the 70s the Bronx was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I remember they was comparing Newburgh to the Bronx in the 70s.
Worse than that. You could walk through a neighborhood with it had be one. I know a dude that lived in a block. That was his whole block because wasn't nobody else then but them. They was the only tenants in the building, and it was the only tenants on the whole block.
Don't talk to them.
They didn't pay no rent.
Yo.
They ain't pay no rent.
Lights and everything?
We had from the lamp pole.
Yeah, they had Spider out there.
He had the lamp pole, the lights. The family used to get the electricity from the lamp pole. So we used to play music in his house. You see, like that movie, they had the flag. Same of that movie they did. There's a lot of truth to that movie because a lot of
the joint Nas did. You talking about, right? Yeah, the Get Down.
The Get Down. All right, a lot of truth because I can relate to that because I know for a fact I played in dude's house where it was just that particular crib on the block, the whole block.
That's great.
Yeah, like some type of camp. That's how bad the Bronx was back then.
They're nuts, bro.
I know areas you can walk down 2 or 3 blocks, no houses, tore up junkyard, then the whole nine. I know people that made their homes. They ain't had no. It wasn't paying rent. Nothing. Who was gonna pay rent to? You ready to tear that down in a week or so?
Crazy.
Crazy. Don't talk.
You from Harlem, right?
Yeah.
You from the West Side?
Yep. Right uptown.
What was it like over there during the early 70s, like the hip hop?
Slick cats, man. Hip hop game had a little class to it because you got dudes like Eddie G would come through. You know, like I was telling you before, Hollywood too, and a couple other DJs. Then you had back then. You see, DJ Flowers was coming uptown. So a lot of cats would come uptown to Hollywood to perform.
These are people that are rapping.
I was going to ask
DJs, mostly DJs. It was at one time it was about the DJ. You know,
who was like the promoters? Was like the Hustlers the promoters, like the Guy Fishers and the Nicky Barnes dudes?
Not really. No, they weren't promoting the cats, man. They ain't care nothing about the hip hop.
Okay.
You know, they really didn't. And entertainment to them, they wasn't really messing with that unless you was like mainstream, something like that. Or on the hip hop boys, they wasn't ready for cats like that. They had too much money for them. They wasn't playing.
They started getting a little smarter and doing that a little.
They want to.
They started getting locked up and dying.
Yeah, that was
they
later.
Started doing that. Yeah, well, maybe we could just put our money over here.
Right.
So, all right, let's talk about the equipment, right? Situation. When did I know the blackout is like one of the main points in the culture that kind of everybody got equipment after the blackout,
1977. Yeah, you know, it's the ramen season. That summer was a special summer. You understand? That's the summer I had a model car. It's stole from Woolworth. Woolworth couldn't eat. We wasn't having that.
At all.
Blackout came, no more Woolworth. Wait to get job. You a Woolworth owner, you still alive, I got you.
That's great.
Family owned the Woolworths, I'm not sorry, I got you.
Because I was watching a documentary and it was talking about, you know, before it was like a fader, it was just a switch.
And well, they had that was some real cheap, if it was just a switch. Like I seen some mixes like that.
Yeah.
But mostly they had the fader, you know, like the Gemini's, hot. Okay. You know, that's who's making a lot of mixes. Gemini. If you look up a mixer, it was popular called Gemini 500. Look it up, Google it or something. Yeah. It's probably worth a lot of money now, you understand? But back then, if you had one of them, you was the man, you know. And between that, some 1200 or some 1210s, you know. And we had them 16 joints, like I said, you were real special. But that was hard. Yeah, family had to have paper. You know? But it was all about a lot of cats was getting equipment in the like in the middle 70s right there, because they started making stores that support that stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's that Crazy Eddie and all that stuff going on? So those spots are getting robbed. You know, Crazy Eddie wasn't too crazy. You know, he opened the door for those spots. And then after the blackout happened, a lot of people had equipment all of a sudden. You know, I got that. Yep. I ain't had none. I ain't no fun. Even after the blackout, I couldn't get none. I wasn't thinking about DJing at that time. Yeah, it was off and on with me. I thought of it, but it was there. But by then, the hustling game came along. You know, it wasn't time to DJ no more. You know,
it was time to get that money up.
Yeah.
So, all right. You said a few minutes ago that in the beginning it was really about the DJ.
Yeah.
When did you feel it started being about the rap?
That Sugar Hill shit.
Okay.
When Cash left Hank permission to do what he did, that's when shit changed. We always knew Hank. We grew up with him, so we knew he was no real rapper. So when we heard that rhymes, we knew where it came from, because Cash was saying this shit in the park over.
Yeah.
You know, we colored TV so I could see niggas play basketball. We knew all that shit by heart. Cash was saying this shit in the park long before there was a record. You know? So we knew about heart, so we knew where it came from, especially certain people. So him putting that out there he was the vessel. To get it out there, he was the vessel. And the other two cats, I don't know what they were, they corny anyway. But you know, they just was there.
Oh.
You know? Keeping it 100, it just was there, you know. What other two rappers with Lil G some shit? It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Never heard them niggas again. See that, right?
That's a fact, though.
Never heard them again. It was all about Hank. God bless his dead. Hank bless his dead. Yeah, that was it for us. You know, when he did that, it was like him doing it for all of us. You know, and I gave Cash his props because Cash was one of the main ones that was holding shit down. It was dude that didn't like him, was going against him, and whatever have you. But they wasn't good as him. So then, you know, to them they was good as him. And he had a little team. You know. And the team was good. That's what made it even better. It wasn't whack, you know. To come out of that generation, they was like the best coming out of that generation. Like I heard a lot of rappers doing their thing, but out of that generation, nah, but nothing. Flash Crew was all right. Melon, them my people too.
Okay,
but they couldn't hang with Cash.
None of those Raheem dudes or none of them was good.
That's later.
Oh, that's later?
Yeah, all that's later.
Okay.
All that's later, you know, when the Raheem came about, you know, all that. We admire that, man. You know, when that came along, that was new to us. That was special. You know, that was by then that was our rooftop days.
Okay.
Story, yeah.
I heard a lot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's good, Rod? He just had a question. He said, "How well did you know Bambaataa?"
Not that well. I mean, Paulie, that's Paulie, man.
Okay.
I was hustling. I was getting money. These niggas was wearing spikes. I was trying to get that shit. He was getting money in Harlem. No disrespect to Bam. We was trying to hear a nigga in spikes couldn't talk to us, man. We wasn't hearing that. We was on up Levi jeans, Uptown.
Yeah.
You know, bracelet, gold, and some gold like. What I doing talking to a nigga with spikes on? I'm trying to hear that shit.
I was about to say, yo, why they was dressing like that?
It's like I said, it's no offense to them. Don't get me wrong, and it may sound funny, but I'm just keeping it 100.
They was dressing like Parliament. They was dressing like Parliament.
Yeah, like Parliament and all that. Yeah, you know, I couldn't be seen with a nigga like that.
But Parliament
Huggy Bear and stuff. It's just like Huggy Bear out here, man. Come on.
No chick wasn't fucking with that. You know how dry balls messing around with a nigga with spikes.
That's crazy.
Man, we like that, we give him a couple hours just to pull up on the lamp pole or something, man.
Yo, man.
Must be getting high or something. We ain't having that, man. That's how it was in Harlem. I'm just keeping it 100.
That dude had a full cape on with glasses, man.
Yeah.
Yo, a whole cape, bro, with glasses on. That was shades. Crazy.
My man Starsy used to come to my house and chill with me. Come over, you know. Starsy was a true Bronx nigga, man. By heart. He's a good dude, but he just ain't had no what you call real style. Like he started hanging with brothers in Harlem and different places, and then he started dressing better, you know. But, you know, that's how the game went for him. But he had it rough growing up too, you know. He had it kind of rough. He had a little lift.
What place does Bambaataa play in this, man? What is his contribution?
What is his contribution towards hip hop?
Yeah, what is his contribution that's so significant that he get the praise that he get?
Especially being a child molester.
Yeah, a lot of people. Animal. Wow, that's crazy. I ain't even hear about that. It's some shit I didn't.
Back up.
I didn't know about that part.
You didn't know that?
You need to check this out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Nah, hold on. You don't know
that
about
shit
that?
Got past a nigga. Nah, I ain't know about
that's why I keep making noise every time he says his name.
They keep touch something. Damn, that's fucked up.
Allegedly, according to Hassan Campbell, that's one of his young dudes that he touched when he was younger and stuff.
Yeah, and you can't put it past these cats, man. You know,
yeah.
I don't know. Damn, it don't surprise me though. You understand? The cats like that don't listen, man.
Drop a bomb or something.
It's fucked up.
Because for real, you got that's news, man.
That's fucked up.
That went viral.
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
You just messed him up with that one.
Yeah, you hit me with that one.
He got a whole documentary about Zulu.
But see what I'm saying? This is a perfect example. Just because a person is older, I'm 61. Just because they're old age and they've been there and had this and done that, don't mean they know the fucking thing. Y'all just put me on some shit I didn't know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not that I wasn't paying attention, but I wasn't paying attention to that. Why? Because it's not really that important to me. So I don't care who you sleep with or that. However, I didn't hear that this molest thing, you know, because we've been joking about that in Harlem, you know, all the way. You touching boy. We even had jokes galore about some shit like that. We caught on to that. But, you know, I didn't hear that, you know. But yeah, that's some crazy shit. Yeah. Live and you learn, you know. Yeah. The dude said it himself, right?
Like he's literally telling people this over and over.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's tough too. That's the bad thing.
His contribution, if that's the case. Take that back.
See, he wants to get. Let me just
I don't
put
know
it
what
out
his
there.
contribution is.
That's what I'm trying to ask you. What's the contribution?
Hey, yo, like you had a couple of songs, man. I ain't never like none of this, so I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't never did shit that I like. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
I hate him.
He never did nothing that I like. I don't got nothing against him, man. I'm not a hater. I don't got nothing against him. But I have yet to listen to a song that he was involved in and say, "Ooh, I like that."
Planet Rock the Planet Rock.
I ain't never liked that shit.
Yeah.
That shit sound good. Fucking rock. That shit got me. Who wasn't into that shit, man? If a nigga was into that, I stopped fucking with him. Point. I stopped fucking with him. Talk about
it was crazy, man. It was just like Star Wars characters.
Yeah, some shit like that. I wasn't into that, bro. I'm just saying personally, I don't got nothing against it, man. But I don't like that kind of music. That's not my thing.
They dress like wrestlers, man.
That sound like some shit.
Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom.
It sound like some YMCA boys. Niggas
YMCA.
Jumping up and down, doing that crazy.
Yeah.
We ain't into that. You know what that lead to.
Crazy.
Yeah. 30 years later, that need to lead to a nigga sitting on the side talking about he take me. See what happened? Fuck with that type of music. Fuck with that type of music. See what happened?
And the nigga's tough who's saying it.
Yeah,
that's what makes it worse.
Yeah.
Woo. You got a tough nigga saying that you touched him. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Like he does stuff to people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't see why he would lie. That's
Nah,
the only thing
I
I'm
don't
saying.
think anybody, whether he tough or not, just to say some shit like that. Like I don't see why they would lie, you know.
But
Unless a lot of money involved,
That's
you know.
what I'm saying, but
He ain't getting no paper for that, you know. Telling the truth.
shit, his numbers is up there.
Yeah, dude tried some shit with him when he was a baby. So when you a kid, you don't got no control of that. Nigga took advantage of you.
Yeah.
You know, you see a nigga when you older, you give him the benefit of something that's different. But I'm saying you took advantage of a kid like that, you know, that's a violation, man. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I'm fucking that old faggot. Shout out my
Whoa,
Oh,
the YouTube algorithm, man.
Yeah, I don't want to get y'all thrown off the air, man. I don't want to get y'all chucked off the air. You know, they niggas who's job behind saying that word.
That's a fact.
I ain't got no job. I'm kind of the bottom. Listen, man. I ain't working no way.
He's out there. Oh, I love
No,
it, man.
let's
This
keep it-
is,
let's
this
keep it
might be
100
the
though.
best guest we
I ain't
had.
trying to offend nobody. You are what you are. You that, whatever. That's on you. But what I'm saying is this right here. If you taking advantage of a child when you young, stuff like that, man, whatever business you get on the bad side, you deserve it because you take advantage of a child. Ain't no excuse for that. Period. I don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever.
There it is.
There it is. So
for dude to say something like that,
his jersey can come out the rafters,
that's
right?
crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So let's bring this jersey down.
Yeah, man.
I'm just glad, man. You know, I'm thankful that them nigga ain't trying me when I was a kid or something. I'll be 30 years right. Y'all be interviewing me from the spit out. I'm not having that.
Shout out to Doggy Diamonds breaking the story.
Doggy Diamonds, I thought it was Star. I thought it was my Uncle Star, man.
It probably was.
I thought it was Star, man. He got Zulu Nation on trial. He got the whole YouTube page.
That's crazy. But
Yeah.
you know what? Nowadays, man, it's rough. You can't put everything goes, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we threw the monkey wrench.
Yo,
in that
who's some of the first rappers from Harlem? Because I don't
Harlem,
never hear about that. I only hear
that I know
like, Big
about.
Allen.
I can only go about what I know about, right? From Harlem, rapper wise, let me think. Because it was damn sure wasn't too many back in the days.
Yeah, that's what
Everybody
I'm
was
about.
on the Bronx or mostly Queens. You had two. Now Curtis Blow from 144th in that area, 142nd Hamilton Place.
That's
Okay.
somebody. That's
Yeah,
somebody.
Curtis Blow.
The first rapper that was signed a major deal.
Yeah, he had a little bit. He had it going on.
Oh, don't talk to him. Wait, ever?
Yeah.
I thought Curtis was from Queens.
Nah, Curtis from 141st and Hamilton Place. Okay.
Saying
Anybody,
that shit like that.
anybody that know Curtis, man, I know Curtis a long time. I grew up there. Man, we used to party in Dante's, a couple spots. Dante's 160th.
He's coming with facts every
He's
time.
coming with the
too. He's
spot.
coming with locations.
He's coming with the location.
everything.
Yes.
So don't talk to him.
If you was to talk to Curtis,
Oh.
we can tell you right now, oh, that's G, man.
Don't say that.
I ain't got no lies in story, man. I'm not in that shit.
Yeah.
You have very few rappers that my personal that you had some rappers that was doing their thing, but they wasn't really famous, And then you had some DJs that was nice too, like my man Master Dome, and he did his thing. Really, he was ahead of his time.
I heard it.
He had the Funk Master. He had that cool Funk Master shit. He had the back in the day.
Is Busy be a rapper?
Yeah, Busy Bronx.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Love Bug Starsky and Busy Bee Starsky, both of them was representing the Bronx,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they
doing
was
their
on that beef DVD,
Yeah.
and when they was beefing with
But they was partying in Harlem doing rooftop though, right?
They would come through, and
What's
like,
that thing?
oh man, this rooftop shit is something special.
Yeah, just paint that picture because I hear about this rooftop and like what?
Okay, listen. The rooftop was a roller skate originally. That's what it was. And my man actually ran. I grew up with Gus. This is my daughter. We got to hear something great fun. Like I said, you ever talk to Gus? We're all people. So. Fuck with Teddy Riley back in the days because he used to work beside the rooftop. Gus still had a studio upstairs. And we had a little crew back then. Right? Drew had a brother named Drew, God bless his name. And we had a golf crew. We all had golf, GTI cars.
Okay.
He was getting a little paper back then. Teddy wasn't fucking with the game. Don't get twisted. He was never fucking with the game. He got jerked for some paper, on the business tip, but he came back strong. Brothers like Keith Sweat and a couple other dudes held him down. He held his head and he came back, did his thing again. Nevertheless, the Rooftop had it was a couple of artists that was working on Job RCA, which was a label that Gus brought to the side on the Rooftop. And a couple of rappers, up and coming rappers, was coming through there. I even bought a crew from Atlantic City there. They didn't do good. They had the song with the Otis Way whistling like whoop, 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 all that shit. But my man shot him down. So I ain't fuck with him no more. He shot him. Nah, G, ain't good enough. So back to Atlantic City they went. You had it was an entertainment spot. Like dudes come there and show out. Like in the wintertime, showing out your fur coat, your leathers and all that shit. Sheepdog was kind of wearing out back by then. But your jewelry, your cars and all that would come through. Right there on 55th Street and 8th. It was like a big showroom. Just like you see it in the movie Paid in Full. They try to give you a basic idea, but they could never catch it how it was. It was actually bigger than that. And most of the showing out was in the block right there where the Rooftop was. Because it's a viaduct. And actually the Rooftop was underneath the viaduct, which is across the street from Rutgers. If you was in front of the Rooftop, you were actually standing underneath the bridge there. That long viaduct. You actually standing underneath there. You hear the cars on the top. And a lot of entertainers came through there doing their thing.
So it was an actual rooftop?
Yeah. Yeah, the Roseanne Ring, like the show out spot, / club. At 2 o'clock or 2:30, we would open up the dance floor. So no one skating, just dancing. And Watt was out back then, that was an excuse for motherfuckers to really wild out. That Watt shit was something special. I know I got slapped in that. Shit, it's twins. They in Florida now. If I'm calling on the phone, it's funny. We was doing the WAP. And it's a big chick. And she slapped. Bam! What'd she do that for? I chased her around. I was mad. I couldn't understand that, but it was all part of the game, at the time. Having fun. But yeah, that was the days then. The game was really a rooftop. Really cats coming through, showing out their jewelry. A lot of hustlers come through. Rich and everybody. We all grew up in the same little area in Harlem.
Yo, was Rich the man like that he was back in Harlem, man?
To a lot of people, yeah.
Okay.
It was a lot of hustlers around with more money or less.
How about Fred?
Definitely. But he was quiet. He wasn't running rich. He wasn't a show out type dude. Or like jewelry. He wasn't doing none of that. You wouldn't even know who he was. He walked by. Same jeans, same shirt. They changed the shirt, but the jeans ain't going on.
Yeah.
He was loud like that. A lot of cats was quiet. You couldn't be loud and do a lot of things. That's for the young boys at the time.
Got you. So,
I just thought that on a dude named Dua. You know about her?
Who?
Dua?
Yeah, that's my homeboy.
Okay.
We grew up together.
All right. I just saw a documentary on.
Me and Wap, we grew up together. We from the hill, Sugar Hill.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
That's my homeboy, true story. Paulie, I just talked to Paulie on the phone, which is my cousin.
Yeah.
That's his right hand man.
Okay.
They younger than me. Don't get it twisted. They're a little younger than me. But we grew up together. I grew up with his uncle name was Butter. And we all grew up in the same up on the hill. There we was doing things. And we was all in the gang.
That's dope.
So we got a book. If you check it out, it's true. You got.
All right, talk about your man Doug. Was Doug the first Dougie Fresh I'm going with? Was he the first or the only beatbox dude? And how much of a factor was beatboxing back then?
Good question.
It wasn't all of that. You guys, it was fascinated by it when it first came out. But you gotta remember, I hate to bring this shit up, but let's keep it 100, man. We was in the hustling game by then, so we wasn't trying to no nigga talking about boo boo boo.
Yo, he's not with nothing,
Down,
bro.
Man.
He ain't with
Doug
shit.
Doug is my man, right? Doug is my man. And he knows this. He can tell you this story. we we ran with the same crowd. I used to come from Atlantic City with limos and hanging out and having fun. We stole Barry out the hospital one night. True story. To do a show at the Apollo. And then we snuck her back in. You know, we tight like that. We go to Mount Vernon and hang out with the cops up there in Mount Vernon. You know, definitely Leo has a yeah, good family background. I come from a good family. And,
nobody was
We're from Allen.
beatboxing, spitting all over the place.
Yeah, you had another cat named Eminem. He was nice. If you look him up, cats will tell you about him. Eminem, I think he's still around. Hopefully, man, cats are dropping nowadays. But Eminem was nice with that beatbox. He was different because he was younger, so he had better. Yeah, ideas. I ain't gonna say, well, he was better than Doug. Could have been, And from what I heard personally, definitely could have been because he this dude had ideas. Like every other day, he coming up with some shit. So go figure. If he was coming up with shit every other day, ain't no stopping a cat like that. And he young too, hungry, ain't had nothing. Shit, they'll tell him what he could have done. Yeah, Eminem was a competition. And you had a few cats around. Even what's the name himself, Bismarck. He used to do the little thing with his mouth, a little something in there.
Oh,
No disrespect to Bismarck. We looked at him differently. We looked at him differently because he was a different kind of dude.
So who came before Dougie Fresh or dude from the Fat Boy? What's his name again?
Human Beatbox.
Fat Boy.
Yeah, Human Beatbox.
I heard the Fat Boys first.
Fat
No,
Boy.
I heard Dougie first.
Dougie Fresh.
Before he had a record. Because that's the homeboy. He was in a park with us. I had a crew called G.
This the 70s or 80s?
This is 70s, late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Going into 80s, but this is late 70s we're talking about. Yeah, Doug. Fat Boys, I heard them first time on a record.
Okay.
Right? And then I did a show with them in Jersey at Sylvia Robinson's tennis lounge. Sylvia Robinson was the owner of Sugar Hill Label. And we used to hang out. Like I said, dudes that was getting money, they was hanging out in places where people was doing things. And me and a dude named Jazzy, we did a show with the Fat Boys. That's how I met them. But before them, I just heard them on wax.
You fuck with the Fat Boys?
No, really, I didn't know them. They was they
fuck with their music, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, at that time, yeah. That shit was hot. It was different. It was hot. Happy music too, That shit was going on.
Yeah.
He don't give people many props, man. Yeah, shout out to the Fat Boys, man.
Like stuff.
Yeah, he gave him props. He gave them their flowers.
Definitely gave him their flowers.
Yeah,
He don't give out flowers much, man. I'm telling you.
It is what it is.
That's cool.
People may feel different. Different people in my age may feel different about it. That's them. That's how they felt. This is how I feel. It was corny to me. It was corny. It was a few dudes that was really corny, that was friends of mine. And I would tell them, nah, that ain't working. Come around here, definitely.
Then like to the hustlers, rap was like corny anyway.
Huh?
I said to the hustlers back then, rap was like corny to them anyway.
Yeah,
like,
some of it. Yeah, a lot of it was. Then again, some of it hit that spot was like that. Like certain, like we be hustling, we hear certain shit, certain songs playing. Oh, hold up, what's that? And the shit was nice. But a lot of that shit that we started liking was coming out of Queens.
I was just about to ask, who is the people who made y'all like?
A lot of hustlers from Harlem was partying to any and everything. Don't get me wrong, but the hottest music, some of the hottest music, not all of it, some of the hottest music was actually coming right out of Queens. Different rappers and shit. Some people didn't even know. Some people didn't even know, but that shit sound hot.
Yeah.
Like when that How We Teed Off shit came out, that was my shit back then. How We Teed Off. And they had a broad on there. Her name was Roxanne also. She called herself the real Roxanne, whatever. She was like, I think she was a Spanish or white version. Not Spanish, but of Roxanne. But she got destroyed by Roxanne
Destroyed.
Queens. They had a battle. Yeah, she ate her up. So that was funny back on the day, you know.
Roxanne's revenge, man.
Yeah, that was one of those things.
She wasn't having it.
Yeah.
The only one that was holding it down against Queens when they was doing their back and forth thing was KRS. Because like any other rapper from the Bronx at the time, they wasn't getting through like that. You know?
Gotcha.
So we wasn't listening to them like that. We was listening to KRS, and man, they was high. You know, they made sense. They had some beats behind it that was crazy.
That Bronx keeps creating.
Yeah.
Queens keeps on taking it.
Yeah, all kinds of shit.
Taking
Like
it, killed them with that.
that shit was killer.
So when did the hustling or like the drug dealer like merge with the hip hop? Like when did that take place, man? Because it's like when you're talking, you're talking real happy times. Like it's like happiness and it's like love and peace. But then when this is the times that you're talking about now is like the times when I was waking up. Like I'm like 8 years old. And I'm like wide-eyed seeing this type of shit. And to me, that's when it all started. Because you know, when you a little baby, you don't know what's going on. But once you're like 8 years old, 9 years old, you start looking at stuff. You're like, oh, okay, this is what it was. Like I thought Run DMC started hip hop because that's my block. And that's what all I knew.
That was your swag at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you grew up in that time, whatever was hot to you, you can't take a person from glory away. If they grew up in a time where an MC was hot, then that was their glory days, you know, which is a beautiful thing to them. And so far, you know, and different people grew up in different times where different MCs was hot, and that's all they know, you know. Or what was nice, so that's what they really was attracted to at the time. And that's how it was. I understand that. There was a lot of Run DMC songs that I was attracted to in life, you know. But I'm older than them niggas.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was partying with side
be a tough one
before them, you know. So yeah, I like a lot of their shit. Most of their shit, I was playing that shit.
That's right.
That shit was working.
Okay, here we go, man. I know you don't really like. I don't even want to go. I don't want to say that, man. But all right, the white people. Where did they come into it? And what factor did they play?
Yeah, we're getting blocked.
Stealing.
That's a fact, though.
Check your pockets, man.
Should have asked him about the Puerto Ricans and the breakdancing.
Okay. No, we was going there. We was getting there. I was
Okay.
going to the graffiti and all that. But because like when I was like I said, the times when I was coming up, it's like MTV and they put this white girl Blondie on there with Fab Five Freddy, and they made me think like, oh my God, she's like started hip hop with Freddy and Run DMC and stuff like. Why
that was a crossover thing to get us going out there, to get out people, you know, and it worked for dudes like Zappa, Freddy, you know, and things like, you know, if it work it, you know, but a lot of us in our neighborhoods weren't expecting that. We wasn't trying to do that. If it worked for them, but we wasn't trying to do that. Ain't no white dude come along like Santa Claus talking about you started hip hop, bringing us presents and like we wasn't trying.
Hold on, who's playing with our name like that?
I'm saying there wasn't no white dudes coming along that was in the hip hop game that we even listened to. You know, so wasn't that to recently like dudes like the Eminem and things like that.
I was gonna say like a third base, right?
Yeah.
Third base was.
I mean, if that's what you want to hear, you know.
Vanilla Ice was weak to you?
Vanilla Ice.
He wasn't terrible.
He wasn't terrible at all. You know,
especially for back then. Nah, he wasn't terrible. I can name 100 people worse than him.
It's a lot of cats that was worse, like you said. And we didn't personally listen to that in Harlem and in the Bronx mostly, but it got some airplay. Believe that.
Yeah.
Because it was the type of thing where it had its moments.
I'm about to say,
you could play at a party, it had its moments.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
but it wasn't no stomp. It wasn't like that's the hottest night. It wasn't like that.
Nobody was the vanilla.
Oh no, I ain't saying like that, but I'm saying if you were a DJ, you might have had to throw that on back then in the party.
Where?
But
Yeah, see, good point. Where? Because honestly, for us personally, I couldn't play that shit.
Right.
Niggas would beat the shit out of me.
Exactly.
I had to move.
Yeah, I forgot it was a little bit more
it was a little
racist
rough.
back then.
A little more. Now I could come up this way and pull that shit, and the Catskills or some shit get away with it. You understand? But I couldn't play that shit. What?
so, all right, you came.
That's a different consumer.
Right.
You came up this way in the 90s or
90s.
Or in the 80s? Okay, in the 90s. Oh man, so by then hip hop really penetrated, broke through. What was the culture shock difference from up here, from like down there, when you got up here?
So the hip hop with money.
Both.
It's a whole different shit. Niggas had to come eat. Y'all niggas on steak. We heard y'all was getting it.
I see that dude in the town getting money. I like it.
Listen, eat my man Cheeks and all of them, man. Please, mom. All niggas was like, yo, so and so and so. Yeah? Word get around for Buffalo and all that.
Yep.
Back then, that was that Buffalo thing. But back then, dudes was going to Buffalo and not coming home. So, nah, that don't look like the spot. It's getting the head knocked off. He's like, so and so and so, yeah, you're Buffalo. Yeah, they just mailed him home. Nah, we ain't going there.
Okay.
But find a softer town. Find a softer town. You know how that go. See, you just keep tapping like a computer.
He said he
You hit
found that
something.
first capital on the map, huh?
So you hit, and your finger hit a soft spot. So, oh,
It was getting packed up
I
here too.
can relate to this spot here. You know.
Yeah.
That's why dudes was coming from where they, not for nothing, come from down low and coming up top, and all of a sudden they the man. But they was on the run from home
Yeah,
because they know they done some dirt. Keep it 100.
Yeah.
But this is how when we came up top. We came because dudes owing us money, and we had to chase money now. And the hip hop game was all a part of that. So we doing parties, chasing money, all of that culture was together, and especially that 90s thing was really hot back then.
Yeah.
I remember back then, like in the beginnings when the first city dudes started coming up, and dudes was like warring with them at first and everything, and then maybe like a year or two later, they probably like connected up with the people.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, it's a few cats, no, like.
It's always a girl.
Man, and we got cool, It's always like that money involved.
Just to keep them voices out
Yeah, it's always like that when money.
Yeah, that's before people.
Make some friends, you know how that go.
Yeah.
Make a friend, make a dollar. Yeah. Yeah, but on that music tip, that always came with the game, right beside it. Like especially that 90s era,
Right.
it really came beside it, man.
That nightlife.
Yeah, dudes was basing their life on a couple of songs. They was actually trying to live out what they heard, which was
Right.
crazy, but it was
Facts.
Okay.
it was
Yes,
hit shit. I mean, like, yeah, some really did it, some didn't. But some would take that shit and run with it, like it's a Bible or something. Say, man, dude is only rapping about some fake shit. Then don't take that serious. They go to jail because he done took it serious.
Yeah.
Did you
Sure.
know? Did you know Puff Daddy's father, Melvin Bones?
Nope.
Yeah.
Heard about it.
Okay.
I want to say something.
Go ahead.
You remember when you texted me about Clark Kent, what he said about?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So, according to Clark Kent, Black Americans don't have no culture. Correct? He says.
Clark Kent, who's the rapper?
The
The
DJ, producer.
DJ from Brooklyn.
Go ahead.
He said, according to him, Black Americans don't have any culture. And I assume he's trying to say just like hip hop is just like the only culture here. But I don't know exactly what he's saying because it's just a little segment on the show and everything. But how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel like with, you know, Jamaicans getting credit, Haitians getting credit? Not saying that they bad people and they don't deserve, you know, some credit or anything. How do you feel about, like, how we was talking earlier saying Black Americans never get their just due of what they created or everything? Like, how do you feel about like a prominent DJ as Clark Kent saying something like that?
I don't like. I heard of the brother. I respect. There's a lot of DJs that's famous that I know or don't know. Whatever they may say a certain thing, whatever. Or because they say a certain thing, their word ain't law to me. So I don't pay that no mind. So as far as I'm saying that black people don't have a culture here, I mean, he entitled to his opinion, but at the same time, the only reason other cultures or so-called this that is here in the first place is because of us. Without our ancestors, they wouldn't exist. So it's, you know, that's like a kicking yourself in the mouth at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's like at the end of the day, we're all the same to a certain degree, but especially when it comes to black people, we sprung off from different tribes and so forth. So forth. When you hear another black person say, I ain't this or I ain't that, nigga, you all of that. And then some. And then some, you just don't know it. You do your homework. It's funny how Jamaicans separate themselves from regular black people. Haitians separate themselves from regular black people. An African come over from Nigeria and separate himself from American African just by the things that you went through or your ancestors went through at one time. It's funny how you separate yourself, but when the dollar's involved, you want to get together. Now we cool. That's all bullshit. This is how I see it. There's a culture here deeper than any culture you can imagine because of the shit that we've been through and our ancestors been through here. You can never take that from black man. At the end of the day, we all black. So you from Nigeria, you feel a certain way, you proud of your people. I understand that. That's cool. And you from this country or you from that part of Africa and that part, you proud of your people and so forth. People proud of their people wherever they go.
Right.
Your uncles and all this shit plays a major part of this shit right here. So when they start to separate and say they this, you just a nigga that got dropped off in the island on the way here through slavery. Okay, let's keep it 100. You got dropped off on the islands, now you calling yourself this or that. You is me is you. It's the same, brother. We all come from the motherland. The fact that you willing to separate yourself through a so-called culture tells me a lot about you. You know? But for a few dollars, you'll get back and get over me. You'll be So I ain't paying that shit no mind. So for a DJ or artist or a singer, anybody to say something like that, it means absolutely zero to me. Because at the end of the day, you can buy that nigga a cold sweater too.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
So how you feel about where it's at today? I mean, you've seen the whole evolution of the game, like from the very beginnings, and I mean, where it's at today. I'd be having problems with it. But how do you feel about it?
The very rap, a lot of these rappers today, some of them I don't understand quite. You know, I get it. You know, there's a bounce to it. You know, and I like it all. I like a lot of it. I do like. Some of it I don't like, but hey, that's like any other song, even back then. Some songs I like, some songs I don't. I feel the same way. I just feel like this. If you can make somebody happy with it at the end of the day, if you can make some people happy with that, and it works for you, put money in your pocket, you ain't have to hurt nobody, you know, make some people happy, man, you doing your thing. You know, even if I don't understand it, you know?
That's exactly how I am.
Yeah.
That's what I be trying to say. Shit could be weak. Shit could be weak. But if it's making people dance or something, I'm fucking with it.
Yeah.
I ain't saying you blacked out on the verse or nothing. But the song might have been a little good for something.
That's why you said Missy Elliott was OD.
Yes, Missy. Yes, Missy.
No, I get it.
A lot of rappers and entertainers don't want to give other entertainers their props for whatever reasons, but they really should reconsider and understand that it's their time. It's you had your time, you know.
Right.
And even if you still in a period where you're having your time, you should be grateful for them. You should be grateful because that's the news. Come on.
I was just saying that to somebody on the internet earlier. You know, they was making fun of the Yeezys and stuff, right? And they was saying, "Oh, look at this," and I was like, "Yo, when we was buying Jordans, the 40-year-olds was saying the same things that we're saying at 40."
Yeah.
So I was like, you know, it's the circle of life. I'm not gonna hate on these kids. I'll put on some Yeezys or whatever. Like
I like all of that stuff. I'm not hating on it. I'm not buying it. I can't support all that. I'm not in the foolish bin. I'm not paying $500-$600 for my sneakers. I'm not doing that. However, if somebody was to buy me some, I was given a pair, I would be thankful. You know, just I value different things in different ways. That's all that is. But I respect it. Don't hate that man because he getting a few dollars for his sneakers. Like you just said, he wasn't saying that when he buying a Jordan. Jordan don't care nothing about it. Man, listen. Kanye done a lot, man. I would support Kanye before I support Jordan. Balling on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on.
All right, this might be the toughest question, man. I need your top 5 DJs all time.
Top 5 DJs?
Yes,
Not
top
MCs,
5.
right?
Not MCs. DJs. We can go MCs next. We can go MCs next. But I need your top 5 DJs.
Top 5, right?
Yep.
Oh man. All right, listen. Take it to old school, Hollywood. Eddie Cheever.
Okay.
We're gonna throw my nephew in there, not just because he's nephew, because you're good, you got better. I respect your game. You definitely proved to me you got this thing. So we're going with Mel Starr. Let me see. That's 3 or 4.
That's 3.
So got the 3. Normally I would, I like. There's a lot of dudes that got names. That's really not all of that.
He doesn't care about your name. Let me be clear, man.
Yeah,
He doesn't care about your name.
All that big
What's on the
wig,
flyer,
yeah,
all
nah.
this stuff. What comes? He
If
doesn't
you
care
good,
about
you
none of that
good.
stuff.
I want to see. If I see that you good, you nice with the hands, and you know how to talk to the crowd, you can relate. You good. If you good, you good. All that old big name stuff. Like I'm not shooting nobody down. There's a lot of cats with big names. They got you. Point blank, and they know what I'm talking about.
They got you.
They know what I'm talking about. And yes, you can call me up. We don't have to talk about it. See me home.
Who was the DJ at the rooftop? Was it Brucey B?
Yeah, Brucey was in the top. He was there. Not one of my favorite DJs.
Okay. Who was
I like
the
Brucey. Huh?
He was the main DJ there?
Yeah, he was the main DJ. Let's hire him as the main DJ.
So he must have been having the party crazy if you said the rooftop was legendary.
It was cracking because you had all types of celebrities and people come through. So you ain't have to work around. All you have to do is play certain songs. You good.
So it was more of an
And
ambiance.
he built a name for himself. You know how that go. You gotta get props the way to do it. You gotta build a name for yourself. You know? But he ain't none of the top DJ that I like, you know. But he's good.
2 more.
You know?
It's hard for him. I told you.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Who's number 5, man?
Master Dawn. Number 4. Master
Dawn. Okay.
God bless it, that DJ Master Dawn. Last one, I would say my top 5 DJs for sure. It was actually an old dude. He passed away years ago, and he's my favorite DJ because he knew how to play a lot of old school stuff and make you dance and party. He was a happy type dude, and I slept on him first because I came to the spot, so it was old dude. I'm like, fuck you doing? Understand? I was talking shit about him. But when I got to know him and he played that slick shit, I said, yeah, this cat is special. And he called himself the Motivator. He DJ'd at Dante's on 160th and Broadway. and Curtis Blow and a couple other people. We all know him well, and he passed away. His name is DJ Motivator. Ray. That was my favorite.
Nice, nice. We're gonna close it out with the MCs, man.
Oh man,
We're gonna close it out with the rappers.
I don't got too many of them. You go from now back or from back now?
Your whole top 5, like all time, you could throw in. Shoot, you know,
My top 5 is honestly it's easy. It's easy. Start with Jay-Z.
Oh man, there it is.
A lot of people don't like my man, but I'm sticking with Jay. I'm sticking with Hov, man.
I agree with you too.
Hov's an entertainer. I fuck with him. You know I entertain. Who else? No. Oh man. Nowadays these cats here. I like Future.
Yo, Future. Man.
I like.
Okay,
That's what I like. Yeah, I like Future, man.
that's cool.
Man. Jada Kiss.
Yeah, man, there it is.
Yeah, go.
Kiss got to get it, man. Yeah. My man from the Roots, man.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's OD.
Yeah, I like.
That's 4.
That's 3. That's 3.
That's cool.
No, that's 4. That's 4.
4, right?
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of y'all see that with the Nas. I like Nas. Don't get me wrong. He ain't my favorite, man. You know what? You know what's crazy?
I like that.
You know what's crazy? It's always the dudes that tell the truth about something that's not really the popular favorites. You see dudes like a Tupac and a Nas and all that. Notice they're not number 1. They should be number 1 with everybody, to be honest with you. Because they're telling the truth and they hitting home and they making you party at the same time, which is very, very hard to do. But these are not our favorites because they tell the truth and everybody's afraid of the truth. So these are not our favorites. It's not my favorite because they're telling the truth. See, I'm telling you the blunt, that's honesty.
Yep.
They're not my favorites because they're telling the truth, and the truth is not popular.
Okay.
You know?
So, nowadays, the truth is popular.
Yeah, to some people, till it affects them.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
It affects them, the game change.
No, that's a fact.
But that one more, man, I go with Rakim. Definitely.
Damn, you put Future in there with them guys?
That's the top 5, man.
You know why I put Future in there? Somebody from right now got to represent.
Okay, I feel you.
And if I like somebody from right now, that cat.
Okay.
He grew on me. That strange voice. I thought he was garbage at first. See, them the cats that you gotta watch.
Yeah.
The ones you don't think all of that from. They grow on you. And just pay attention to the years.
That's Drake for me, man.
Yeah.
I hated him at first, and then he grew on me. I was like, he's a
I always liked Drake.
A little weird to me.
I always liked Drake.
My son don't like him.
You know what? A lot of dudes don't like Drake.
Yeah.
I like the way he was smooth.
He made good music.
Yeah, he made good music.
Yeah, he raps it good.
I like that.
Yeah, that
part
rap
he
sing, that
He
rap
raps
sing
it good but he's not writing it.
Oh,
He
damn.
got that rap singing type thing going on.
Yeah.
I remember when he first started, what's the name was representing this shit, on the radio, pushing him out there, And I would listen to some of his joints. Yeah, this shit's all right, He had a lot of songs.
Jay Prince found him.
Yeah, a lot of songs. But yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But some of those joints started to sound the same. Sound like
Yeah.
You heard Tyler, the Creator. I like the idea of Drake. Like it's
Yeah.
like he's still in a movie. He's getting the script, and he's going out there and performing it.
When
I like
listen
that
to
part.
him
He
for a while.
said, when we're on tour, it's a threesome. If it's one, she's a freak one.
Wow.
If it's an escort, it's a police one. Come on, man. Don't talk to him, man. Come on, man. I like that.
That was
man.
OD, Quad.
That was OD, man. That was OD, man. Oh, man. Yeah, man. So, yeah, there you have it, man. He G didn't hold back. He gave you his honest opinion. He was really there, man.
I need to holler at my people's man. I need to hold on an interview with my nephew, man. Cause like, there's some shit that he's thirsty about that y'all can probably help him with. Also, y'all need to convert, man.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to get him on. You got him on the phone with me. He wasn't trying to listen to what I was saying.
Man, we got some bullshit. But listen, when I'm in front of him, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different. When I'm right there, he know what it is.
He said he was at a party drunk. He didn't want to go through this.
That's Paul. Hold up.
No, this is weeks. This is before. This is a while ago. This is a couple months ago.
Yeah, we'll go weeks back now. Yeah. But yeah, you need to holler at cats like that, man. Even cats won't get interviewed.
I didn't ever reached out to him. I don't have a like a plug to him.
Cats with the videos.
You got one now.
Okay.
He will.
Okay.
I can tell you that up front. He will. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about that. I talked to him. He will. You know, because Cass is a good dude, first of all.
Yeah.
And he's a good listener. He's a good listener. For y'all young cats, he definitely
Grandmaster Caz.
His son Jonathan Kimball, man.
That's right. His son is up here, man. Hustler. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Hustler, my man Hustler.
Yeah, that's his dad.
Yeah, that's his dad.
Yeah, man. John, he go by Jonathan Kimball.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, that's who that is on Facebook.
Yeah.
That was water, man. Shout out to his water company, man.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Always.
What about what's the name? I seen him up here a couple of times. Ran up on me in Walmart. Queens boy, the battle rapper.
Oh, DNA. I knew.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me what I'm doing up here. Little nigga, don't worry about me. Fuck you, mean what I'm doing up. What you doing up here, nigga?
With that girl, like.
Oh yeah, chill, man, chill. I remember when you was going crazy on Mariah Carey's sister, man, on Facebook.
I caught her going to the market.
It was
she was living in Bro East.
Yo.
That's
I'm surprised I ain't go viral for that.
Yeah. That was a different time.
Then
You would.
because somebody else posted her like a couple of weeks later. Somewhere else.
Viral?
Wow.
Missed
I was following her, singing the songs and everything.
That was your lottery ticket right there, man.
Yes.
You're way out. You're way out of the King of Roundup, man.
The market is me.
I'm glad I ain't answered.
King of the Roundup.
I'm glad I ain't answered, man.
All right, y'all. So we're going to close it out. We back next week, man. I don't even got a guest yet, but we back next week. It's 845 The Mix Show. It's your boy DJ Duya. Please get it, Quad, and of course the legendary G-Man. We out of here, man.
One.